Hey, booze, hey. Do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well, sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. All right. I'm trying to get too many things done right here today. But, that's what we do here. This is a live show. Uh, and that's just how live shit goes down sometimes. But, hey, boos, hey. It's your girl, Leanne Dose, your Chief Self-Love Officer over here at Wake Up Happy Sis. You are tuned into the best morning show. And we not saying it just because it's the truth. The Wake Up Happy Sis Show. We're tuned in. We're broadcasting live on KCCR Cityscape Radio. And today's episode is called CEO of Your Life, Unbossing to Thrive. And it's a special one because I'm kind of closing out my birthday month. So these last couple of shows, the last 3 shows or so, are going to be a little bit fire, okay? Because that's just who I am, right? Now, this episode, we're really diving deep into what it means to unboss your life, to build wavering confidence, empower yourself and others, and to take full ownership of your destiny. That's when you become the CEO of your life. C is for confidence, E is for empower, and O is for ownership. We're going to explore how do we break free.
Excuse me.
Go ahead and clack it up. Because where's my fan? I don't know where it's over there. Yeah, let me get my fan because I got to clack on some. I might have to clack some things today. But yes, we're talking about how do we become the CEO of our own lives. And that's through what? Confidence, empowerment, and ownership. Okay? We're going to be talking about how do we break free from all these external expectations, society, others, blah, 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 right? The limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves that's really stopping us from manifesting the lives that we desire, right? So as always, you need to grab your favorite cup of something. We don't judge, okay? And let's get ready to dive on in. I want to make this day a day of empowerment, a day of love, self-love, love of others, and a day of ownership because we are owning our shit. And we are going to stop letting everything else affect how we manifest greatness, prosperity, and abundance in our lives. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes. So, first of all, how are you today? How was your weekend?
I am doing amazing because I am getting weaned off of my doggone blood pressure medicine.
Ooh, yes. That's a clack in and of itself. Let me clack for you because, yes, we clack on that because that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because it's the art of not giving a fuck.
Period.
So that affords me to be less stressed.
Look, and we need that in our lives,
Mhm.
especially in today's day and age. We need that in our lives. We need less stress. We need less stress. We need more happiness, more abundance, more love, more all of the good things, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Doing pretty doggone good there, girl.
Yes. And those of you may know that we've been on hiatus for a couple of weeks because I've been uh, out and about, being outside. And it's my birthday month. I needed a well-deserved little breaky break. I just needed a little breaky break. And I needed some time to reset and recharge my own energies because I had a lot going on in my own mental that I needed to decompress from. And we need to do that. And we need to give ourselves permission and grace when we need to take a step back and really focus on our mental health. So, and that really runs very well into our topic, which is being the CEO of your life, unbossing to thrive. So, I want to start by kind of explaining what the concept of unbossing is. And
Mm-hmm.
what it means is that we are breaking free. That was weird. I just heard some weird sounds. Okay, it stopped. We are breaking free from society's expectations of us, from our limiting beliefs, right? Our lowered expectations of self, from all these external controls that are really holding us back. Unbossing is really about taking charge of your life and making decisions that really align with your true self. Now, for Black women especially, it also means shedding that superwoman cape that has been thrust upon us by society, by our families, right? By our
Mm-hmm.
community, by ourselves, and by our trauma that's been left with us, right? And really coming to embrace our true selves without guilt, without shame, and being unapologetically us. And it's really a radical act of self love and empowerment. Now, I've not seen anyone else use the term unbossing. Good morning, Martina.
Hey, Martina.
Good morning. Now, I've not heard anybody else say that. So if you hear somebody say unbossing, know they got it from Leanne and the Wake Up Happy Sis show. Ow. So that's what we're talking about today. And I want to make sure that you guys get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of historical context to that, because I like to give a little bit extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
As Black women, historically, we have always been. And you tell me if I'm not wrong, if I'm wrong, Sharonda, okay? And y'all come in the chat and tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all on TikTok and on Instagram, tell me if I'm wrong. Black women have always been expected to be the backbone and the foundation of our communities. And that's often at the expense of our own well being. When we grow up, we're taught
Mm-hmm.
to what? Be a good mother and be a good wife. You're supposed to give selflessly of yourself and to forego who you are once you get married because you're no longer Leanne. I'm no longer Leanne Lay. I'm now Leanne Dulce, Mrs. Smith Dulce. I'm no longer Leanne. I'm now somebody's mommy. And I now have to forego what I've wanted most times
Hmm.
to make sure that this little person is thriving, to make sure that this husband is thriving. And I'm not saying the husband does not give of himself either. So do not come for me and say that's what I'm saying. We're just talking about in the context of Black women today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well,
when we're on, go ahead.
I just wanted to give a little caveat to that because um, going to school when your kid is of age and when they're old enough to recognize that not only does mama take care of them and the family and
Mhm.
works full time, they also going to school full time and they're
Yes,
providing what right looks like to their kids. Cause I swear me and Max had a competition going on, like what you get on your report card, no, what you get on your report card. And
yes,
so it breeds greatness when the kids see how hard that their mom is pushing to make a better life for them and a better quality of
yes.
life for them by going to school.
Yes, definitely. I was in college when I had my daughter. So my daughter, I was a sophomore in college when I had my daughter, Michael. So she
Mm-hmm.
grew up on a college campus.
Oh wow.
Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I couldn't get her to daycare. So you know where daycare was? Right
At
where
your
I
friend's
was.
house, mm-hmm.
No,
In the dorm.
not at my friend's house. Baby, she went with me. We used to
Okay.
have, I went to University of Washington. We
Mm,
had the Minority Science and Engineering program. Shout out to Dave Prince, Angela Roberts, and all those people over there who
mm-hmm,
loved and took care of me and Michael. Like I would bring her in when she was a baby in the car seat, baby, roll in the car seat with me, okay, in the stroller. And if I had to go to class, I left her in the study center with Angela Roberts or with the students in there because she was the group baby. And I'll be like, I'll be back in an hour. They were like, okay, I gotta go. Who's watching my kid? Now you may think, oh my gosh, she was irresponsible. No, that was my family.
it was a village.
That was my
I
family. That
helped
was my
help my
family.
friends take care of their kids too while at Tuskegee. Yep, it was a
And
community
it was
thing.
needed. And it
Mm-hmm.
was needed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the ability to be Leanne at that point. I had to be mommy. I had to be a student. I had to be in the community. I had to be all these things. And a lot of times, Black women are doing this as single mothers.
Hmm.
So, when do you get to take that step back? We're not even going to talk about all the trauma that
Hmm.
some of us have been left with that has caused us to strap on that superwoman cape because I'm going to save all the people because I really needed to be saved.
Hmm.
So I'm going to become that strong person and make sure that that doesn't happen to anybody else in my life. Who can say that that's been them, right?
Because you most certainly weren't the only one.
Exactly. So Jeremiah, welcome Jeremiah, said,
Hey.
help thy neighbors bring forth, love thy neighbors and ends all evil. Yes, we have to. We are the community. We are our community. We have to
Yeah.
be. And unbossing means that it's okay for me to take that cape off once in a while. It is okay for me to be weak and to break down. It's not okay for me to stay broken down, but sometimes we break.
Hmm.
Sometimes we break. You see those trees sway in the wind? They were meant to bend. Sometimes they break,
Hmm.
but they don't stay broken,
Hmm.
right? We have to make sure that as we are understanding what and who we are and how we want to show up authentically in this world, we also have to know when is it time for us to step back and step out and unboss from all these expectations that everyone sets upon us, that we then get into our psyche that this is our worth. If I am not giving everything I have and taking care of everybody else, then I am not worthy of love, of acceptance, of the good things. Because there are people who believe that too. And some of us don't even know we believe that. We're just doing what we've been taught to do. As Black women, we've never really had a space where we could be vulnerable and broken and be supported and loved through that.
Hmm.
I feel like now we're coming into this space where we're learning, especially if you're of a certain age. We didn't have the luxury of being soft. Hell, we was latchkey kids and taking care of ourselves. What did they say? Gen X is the most feral generation. Because we was out there doing all the things and pretty much taking care of ourselves because our parents were out there trying to eke out these meager existences, making sure that we had the things. So a lot of us came home and we took care of ourselves before our mothers and fathers and families got there. So this was thrust upon us at a young age. We don't know how to not be adults. We don't know how to not put our
Hmm.
everything in focus and feel like we've got to be and do everything for everybody. Because some of us had younger sisters. I was the younger one. So they were all looking out and taking care of me. But some of you guys were those big sisters slash mama figures for your siblings.
That's what my sister was for sure. I'm like, she like 12, and we're like just barely off of being a toddler,
Mhm.
and she
Yes,
got us on a city bus going
yes,
across town for years and getting
period.
us home and cooking, and because mom was sleep or working and stuff, and she was our second mom and stuff like, and she never lost either one of us.
Yeah.
It just
Well, and that's good to know.
mm-hmm.
That's good to know that you never got lost. You know,
Well,
you
not
never.
until later in life, but yeah, and Nina
Yeah,
had
but
to come
it
and get
wasn't
me.
her at that point. It wasn't her fault. That one wasn't her fault. That might have
Are you
been.
sure? Are you sure?
That might have been you.
But she
No, no,
asked for me to be here. So, in doing so, I'm going to hold her responsible for
no.
any
Okay,
and all things
okay.
related to
I
me.
mean, that's what we do sometimes, right?
Mm, mm, mm,
Sometimes that's what we do. I
mm,
mean,
mm.
okay. Oh well. So let's see. Now, as we are unbossing, right?
Yeah.
How do we incorporate that into our daily life, right?
Hmm.
I think,
Well, I
yeah,
got one.
because I want to see what, yeah, I need to know how would you, when you're unbossing, if you're saying today, I need to unboss.
That also means sloughing off the doggone stress of that thing, because I am very highly strung, and I had the nerve to like coffee, and so that kind of made me a little bit
You
munchy.
can't be
So
high strung and on all the coffee, man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
and so I had to let go of the coffee and the caffeines and stuff,
right, right.
and so that helped with the unbossing, because when you're unbossing, that means that you're taking stuff off of your plate to give to somebody else,
Yes,
so you
yes,
can breathe for a little bit and stuff, right? So I used to be annoyed at the monitor for blood pressure, but now I'm excited because I'm like, ooh, how much lower did it get today? Because anything below 120 over 80, that means I don't have to take my medicine. And that is how you unboss, ma'am. That means that it's not giving a fuck about a doggone thing.
you don't give a damn. We don't give a what? Period.
Mhm.
Period. Period.
That would be my step number one for me of
Yes.
unbossing. It's
Yes.
stop worrying about shit that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yes. Now, for me, unboxing is setting some boundaries between my work life and my home life. Because
Right.
so many of us, especially if you work from home, have a hard time separating the two, right?
Mm,
Your work is drifting into your home life,
mm,
or problems at home are manifesting in how you successful you are at work.
mm,
So setting some boundaries. Hey, I will no longer work past 6 p.m. Anything after that, if it is not a critical emergency, can be handled the next morning, right? Or saying that when I get home, this hour is set for me to relax, to replenish myself. Because when we're setting boundaries, you can also be using that time to practice self care.
that's called time blocking. That's in one of those
Yes.
books that we got. Um, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So Kavina said, I hope I pronounced that right. My way of unboxing is truly unplugging. Yes, baby, turn that phone off, leave all the electronics, and it is definitely a form of self-love. Yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yes. We have to love ourselves first. Unbossing is also, like I said, that's that radical self-love. Because what do they tell you on the plane? Sharon and I gonna keep saying this because we going to drill it into your head until y'all get it. They tell you to put your mask on first and then help others.
Mm-hmm.
We got the cup and the saucer. I got the teacup. I ain't got no saucer. So we just gonna put my hand here.
Okay.
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 What's in this cup is for me. When I take the time to unboss and to refill my cup, because it will get depleted. I had to do this for this person. I had to do this for that
Mm,
person. These are the things that are requirements and things we pull from here.
You're
But
pulling from the wrong place, though.
no, 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 because these are some things that we have to do. These are the things that we have to do.
No,
No, no, just listen, just listen, just listen, just listen. As a part of our responsibilities, the things that are we required to do, you will pull out of your personal store to do those things. You will. Whether people say you're not, yes. Those additional things, like as a mother, I got to make sure my children are fed. There are certain requirements that comes out of this cup that doesn't come out of your overflow and your abundance. The other things, everybody else pulling on me. Hey,
mm-hmm.
Leanne, I need this from you. Hey, Leanne, I need that from you. Those other things that are outside what are our requirements, those come out of the saucer. When I'm full and I'm well and I'm happy, then I can do those other things. But when it's something that is your requirement, you brought that child here. You brought that child here. It is your requirement and your responsibility, ethically, morally, and legally, to make sure that child is fed and blah, blah, blah. But those other things, hey, Sharonda, I need to borrow $1,000 because, hey, Sharonda, can I just talk to you? Because I've got so much on my mind, and these are your friends, and these are the other people, right, that are pulling you in all these different directions that has to come out of that overflow, which means you have to be putting back into yourself. Now, the other things that your children need out of those requirements, that comes also out of your overflow. Once I'm done with the things I am required morally, legally, whatever to do, anything above that has to come out of an abundance and an overflow, because you will kill yourself trying to be everything for everybody and to keep running on empty. Has your body ever just gave out on you, Sharonda, because you was doing too much? Yeah. Where you done passed out, you done fell out. Your body will tell
Too
you when
much.
you're doing too much, because you're pulling out of your cup and your cup is bone dry, baby. You trying to scrape. You ever been like you have butter in the container and you done forgot to go to the stove and damn, I got to try and scrape the last of that
Let
butter,
me go ahead and get that spatula right quick and just.
baby. Or you put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds so it can melt off the sides. Okay. That's called you have depleted your internal store, your internal energy. And especially as a mother, as a wife, as a caregiver, that's hard. It's hard to know when am I giving out of here and when am I truly giving out of here, and how do I replenish this? Unbossing is your way of replenishing your cup so that you always have an abundance to give to others.
It could also mean the word no.
Baby, say it. No, say it again. Say it louder. Say it louder.
It also means saying no. And I'm talking about having abundance. You can still say
Yes.
no.
Yes. Just because you have it doesn't mean you give it to any and every one. Right? Now, let's talk about some key people who have unbossed throughout their lives, right? Talk about Oprah Winfrey. You know, that's the queen of media. I don't care what nobody say, right? She had a difficult childhood, poverty, abuse, right? Kavina said definitely the big no. Martina says she been there with that overwhelm and overwork and she's not doing it again.
Hmm.
Right? But Oprah Winfrey, say that 3 times fast. She overcame all of that and she unbossed her life by taking control of her destiny. When she went from being just a TV, like a what was she, a broadcaster on the news, and started her own network, right?
Mm-hmm.
She started Harpo Productions. She created the Oprah Winfrey Show. She became the highest rated television program of its kind, right?
Yep.
And she owned her own narrative. She started a school. And when things went wrong with that school, She unbossed and went over there and shut it down. What you won't do is, and throughout all of it, she's maintained who she was. Now, you may not like Oprah, but you have to respect it, right? Michelle Obama, she had to unboss a lot through her term as the first lady, right? In the time that she came up, there was a lot of injustice in the world, right? But when you saw her and you saw every knife they tried to throw at her when she was first lady, what did she say? When they go low, we go high. Mine would have said, my version of that statement is slightly different because I'm a little petty sometimes.
No, you're a
Um,
very petty all the time.
you ain't got to say that though.
But I did though. I did. Hmm.
My statement would have been like, when they go low, we go to hell because I can go lower. But I have been trying to upgrade who I am and how I show up in this world.
Have
So I try to take that
you?
high road. Okay. So what about Ava DuVernay, right? Golden Globe Best Director. She was the first Black woman to be nominated for that. She unbossed her life by transitioning from her career in public relations to being a filmmaker in her 30s when she didn't have no formal training. Do you know what it takes for you to say, you know what, I've got this thriving career over here, but something in me is still not fulfilled. There is a thing I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not living my authentic truth over here as a successful public relations person.
Hmm.
I've got stories to tell. I've got things that I need to share with this world. So her unbossing was following her true path and aligning with where she was on her life right now. That doesn't mean that the public relations work wasn't the right work. It was for that time. But she knew when that time was over and it was time for her to pivot. And she did it scared. She did it and she was courageous and said, I'm going to go and learn. I don't even know how to be a filmmaker. Don't know nothing about it. I'm going to just jump in. So, Selma, 13th, When They See Us. She tackles social justice issues and she amplifies marginalized voices because hers was once marginalized too.
Mm. Didn't she do something with Queen Sugar too?
I think so, right? So, unboxing can be little things, but unboxing can also be major life changes. Those little steps that we take every day to align ourselves to our true purpose, our true goals, and to manifest the life that we want to live. It starts with self care, like Sharonda said, because you got to take care of your star player. If you're always burned out, sad,
Mm.
depressed, unhappy, angry, that shows up in your relationships. Now, I'm going to give you guys before we move on, I'm going to give you guys just a quick story. Recently, I found out that the man who I thought was my father, my whole life is not, and I had a new father. That brought about a whole series of issues in my life that I didn't realize were already being triggered, in little ways in my life. They were already being triggered. When I went back and I dug deep and I started talking to my therapist, I realized I had some unresolved abandonment issues. And what it looked like for me was I'm going to push the people that I really care about the most away because they're going to leave me anyway. So if I push them away first, I get to control the leave. That's what your inside, that's what my inner Ricky Bobby, my hater, was telling me.
Mm.
So you act out, and I'm having these emotional outbursts. I had to take a step back and unboss myself. We're all on a journey of healing and learning. There's no destination, it's continuous improvement. So I had to find out what was best for me, what was working in my life and what wasn't, and how do I change because I was turning into somebody I didn't like.
Mm.
I was heading down a road where I was just having these emotional outbursts that I am not used to having. But that was because there was somebody on the inside that was hurt that needed to be let out.
Mm.
And my unbossing was sitting in that pain, but realizing there's people I need to apologize to. But in that same instance, there's people that I may need to walk away from. And in those people may be the same people. I may need to apologize to you, but I also may need to walk away because I have to take care of me first.
Mm-hmm.
Unbossing for you might be like one big unbossing move for Sharonda was, I believe, when she realized it was time for her to exit stage left. Go on and click that, right? She's talked about that many times on here, right?
Mm. Mm.
Your
Mm.
unbossing can be small or it can be large, but it has to be a movement that you're taking to uplift and to separate yourself from that which has been hurting you, right? That's what we got to do. It's not easy, right?
Nope.
Because
But
you'd be
it's
scared of
definitely necessary.
it's necessary. So you can't be worried about backlash. You can't be worried about people walking out of your life because as you change, people are going to walk out of your life. Sometimes Jesus been trying to remove people from our life and we have been stopping him and not heeding the lessons. So we got to let some people, places and things go, right? Now, how do we overcome these challenges? Sometimes it's like we need to build a supportive community. Find those people who love and support you and be around them more.
Absolutely.
That's your first step.
Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
Yeah.
And oh, another form of doggone unbossing is
Yeah.
not attending somebody else's pity party. Not even your damn own.
Ooh, yes. Yes.
Did
Yes.
y'all hear me?
Say it again for those in the back.
Stop attending other people's doggone pity party. They don't have anything to do with you because misery loves company. Hey, not even your own doggone pity party. Give yourself maybe a 5-minute alarm. That's how long you get to feel pity for yourself.
That's
And
right.
then you got to get to work.
That's right. And that doesn't mean that you're not there for your friends who are having a rough moment. What it means is we don't linger in those moments to where it becomes a pity party.
Yep, I'm going to be over here.
Talk through it, work through it, feel those feelings and those
Mm.
emotions, and then fight your way like hell to get back to normal, to get back to a happy place so that you don't end up in a pity party. I, baby, in these last couple months, things have been so hectic. I was like, I don't even know if my friends want to talk to me because I feel like I'm saying the same things. I'm having the same conversations too. You know, I'm having the same conversations and people get tired of it.
Find something else to talk about. There's so much positivity here. You woke
Yeah.
up. That means you got another doggone chance to get it right.
Yes.
Leave yesterday and yesterday. It has no business in today and tomorrow.
And if you have to keep questioning, I like what Martina's saying. Ask yourself, is it healthy? Is it helpful? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes we also have to be okay with not getting an answer, with not getting closure.
Hell, sometimes you get the answer and you don't like it. That's not God's problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, that's your problem. Or we get the answer and we don't hear it. We try to ignore it and act like we
Oh,
ain't
you
heard
heard it.
it's heard. You heard it. You just chose to ignore it.
Yep.
You chose to be the one that hurts yourself.
Mm,
What happens? Trust me, baby. I ain't speaking because out of just wishy washy books. I'm speaking out of experience. Been there, done that multiple times, right?
mm-hmm,
So when we're starting this process of unboxing, and then we're going to move on, I need you to identify your areas in your life where you're feeling controlled, where you're feeling restricted, where you're feeling like you don't have a good grasp. They're just out of control, you know, just out of hand. I don't feel like I have a good grasp on this area of my life. And then you got to reflect on your true desires and set small, achievable goals so that you can reclaim your power. You can reclaim your energy, your happiness. For example, let's say you overwhelmed at work, Sharonda,
mm-hmm,
and you set some clear boundaries with your coworkers and sometimes even with your boss. People think you can't have boundaries with your boss.
mm.
And then assert them.
Yep, because boundaries are nothing if they are not adhered to. And if they your damn boundaries, then hello.
Hello. If I don't enforce my boundaries and communicate them assertively, not aggressively, you can be assertive and not aggressive, right? Then you don't have a boundary. You just have a wish,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
Now, we got to take a quick break, quick pause for the cause. You are tuned into the Wake Up Happy Sis show on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we're changing the narrative for our people because we are telling our stories our way and we're unapologetic about it. We'll be right back. You are at the top of your career, just killing the game, and everyone comes to you for support, personally and professionally. But you're also caught in a cycle of perpetual stress and self neglect, constantly juggling responsibilities, always putting others first, and ending each day feeling emotionally drained, unfulfilled, craving balance and harmony in your life. If this feels like you, sis, I see you. Here's the truth. You're more than other people's agendas, more than a productivity machine. You are deserving of fulfillment, peace, and the space to prioritize your well-being. And that's where my Resilience Reset Master Life session comes into play. It's your pathway to a more balanced, joyous, and harmonious, fulfilled life. Take the first steps of your transformation. Join us for the Resilience Reset Master Life session. It's only $99. Learn more at theresilienceresetbundle.com. Remember, you're not on this journey alone. You can and will rise above. And we're back. So, let's talk a little bit about building confidence. That's the first step of becoming the CEO of your life. C is for building confidence because you need to get that confidence up if you're going to unboss so that you can thrive, right? Now, self confidence is the belief in your abilities and your worth. And it's necessary if you're going to take these bold steps in your life. Unbossing is a bold move because it might be your first time ever telling yourself, I am worthy of more. This is not right for me. And I am going to go out and find what is. I'm going to find my happiness. I'm going to find my freedom. I'm going to find my fulfillment. Now, it starts with self awareness and self acceptance. You got to recognize your strengths and achievements because they lay that strong foundation for your confidence, right? That's called having a you go girl or you go boy file
Yep.
or jar. that
Absolutely.
every day, write down the positive things that have happened, the kudos that you've received, the accomplishments, the things that you've finished, the new skills that you learned, so that you can look back on this and you can, I would recommend, excuse me, I had the hiccup, creating yourself a journal. Now, I will make me a journal in a hot second. Create yourself a You Go Girl journal. Find one of those ones that, one of the ones you can buy in the store for like maybe $5 or $6. I'm probably going to make one. It ain't going to be $5 or $6 because mine going to be sexy. But that has just an empty dates, like a day planner. And you can write the dates in so you can start this any day of the year. And what you're going to do is you're going to write down at least one thing every day that you are proud of that you accomplished. A new skill, something that you were scared to do that you did anyway, a person you helped. And your second, you're going to write down one thing you're grateful for every day. If you do that, you look back on that after 30 days. Wow, you've got 30 things to show you how wonderful and awesome that you are, regardless of
Mhm.
that you're going through. Because you might be writing down a compliment somebody gave you because you helped them, right? You're writing down at least one good, great thing that happened to you that day. Something that you learned, did, received a compliment, right? That's going to also help combat the negative thoughts and self-limiting behaviors that we have. Because at the end of your 30 days, you're going to go back and you're going to read through all those 30 days. So you can see how wonderful and awesome you are.
How about that?
Tell me that's not going to raise your confidence, Rhonda.
Hmm. Show you right. Show you right.
Right? Now, let me ask you this, Rhonda,
Mm-hmm.
because we all have our inner hater, our own version of Ricky Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do if you struggle with self doubt? What would you say to somebody that's struggling with self doubt?
When somebody gives me a compliment, even at this stage in my life and stuff, I have to be aware and conscious when I'm encountering somebody because there's compliments that I have skipped over in or not acknowledged because for whatever reason and stuff. And then in hindsight, like she just complimented me and I didn't say anything.
Mhm.
Maybe that hater didn't let me doggone, respond or say
Yeah,
thank you
self doubt. You
because
didn't believe.
maybe that hater wasn't in agreement with what the compliment was about and stuff, right? Because of course, I'm just talking about myself and stuff, you know.
Of course, of course.
And so when I'm aware, I'm like, oh, hey, oh, thank you so much. Or like these things are such doggone conversation starters you just would not
Mhm.
believe. Every time I'm outside of my house, oh my gosh, those frames are just everything. Well, thank
Yeah.
you very much. And what somebody had nerve enough to ask me, do you get insurance on? Girl, they're $7.50. What
Yes.
what insurance do you need? I mean, they $7.50.
Well, mine ain't $7 because I need mine to really see.
Yeah, I need girl these prescription too.
Then where you?
These are prescription too.
I don't know where your prescription is $7.50. You
No, the frame
oh,
is $7.50. Oh, the prescription. I got two pair of glasses for $224 on Zillow with prescriptions.
now that's nice. We're gonna
That's
get
cheaper
into
than
that.
a damn VA for one pair.
You better get you in a Zillow affiliate.
Absolutely, girl. You know
And
I
when
need to do
somebody say that,
every single
right
time
there, do
somebody compliment these
be
frames.
like, here, use my link and get $25 off. You're welcome. That's what we do here. You're welcome.
Thank you. You see
Because
how I
we
was
can be
aware
out
that
there.
time? I was
You
aware
see
that
how we
time.
do? You was aware. You was aware. But I agree that self-doubt can stop you from accepting. Thank you, Lady Hanson. Hey, boo. right? That self doubt can totally stop you from being accepting of compliments and things that people give to you. I ain't got no lipstick on, Sharonda. Let me come out here with bald head lips.
Because you're fine, ma'am.
I mean, I am, but y'all got me out here with bald lips. You know, I'll never be on the show with no bald lips. Let me at least put a little something on. Put a little.
That's funny that you think you need it though, but okay.
I just like a little color, a little color. You see it? Okay. So recognize first that self doubt is a common experience. Everybody has it. Even the supermodels, the people
Yeah.
that you think have all the confidence in the world, everybody deals with self doubt at some level. There's something that all of us is not good at. And thank you, Boo. She said, I am still beautiful. Thank you, Boo. Thank
I was
you.
trying to tell you,
I
ma'am.
said, thank you to you too. I did. Because I appreciate it. Right? You need to challenge those that self doubt. When the self doubt comes and hits you, because it's going to hit you, ask yourself that, is this real? Ooh, I
Yeah, I
love
like
that.
that, Kavina. I like it.
The
I
way I
like
combat self doubt is to remind myself to stop letting myself down. Yes,
because you owe you, not I owe you. You owe you.
you do, right? But give yourself some compassion and
Yes.
some grace.
Yes.
Tell yourself it is okay if you make a mistake,
It definitely
right?
is.
Now, how Martina's combating, she has 5 minute journal and thriving morning pages. Yes, I love it,
Awesome, Martina.
right? You want to take small steps forward in building your confidence and your self-limiting behaviors, getting rid of those self-limiting behaviors and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with little actions that we take. Get up, say your favorite affirmations every morning. Say them again every night before you go to sleep. I also listen to um, different sound frequencies,
Mm-hmm. Me too.
right? And what I've decided I'm going to do, I have this playlist on that's a playlist of just different healing sound frequencies, so
Mm-hmm.
solfeggio frequencies, right? And what I'm going to do is take those and layer my voice on top of them,
As you should. Mm-hmm.
reading my affirmations. And I will play that when I'm asleep. Because why? Because when you're asleep, that's when your subconscious
Subconscious.
or your conscious can talk to your subconscious.
I like
Your
it.
subconscious is there. We said this in this meeting I was in. Your subconscious is there to help do the things that your conscious is requesting.
Mm-hmm.
Your subconscious wants to help you be successful. And if what it keeps hearing is negative, I need to help her because it doesn't know right, wrong. It doesn't know good, bad. It only knows what you're speaking as your intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Kavina, we definitely have to extend the same grace and compassion that we are so quick to give to others and we
Mm.
are so slow to give it to ourselves.
Mm.
So I'm going to play that at night so that my conscious mind, is telling my subconscious mind all the things that it wants me to implement. Yes, your subconscious, yes, Lady Hanson, your subconscious does help your conscious. That's how it's supposed to work. What we put out and what we speak, words have power, words are spells. What we speak is what we draw to us. I'm a firm believer in that. And that's why I had to take time away and focus on me because the words I was speaking out of my mouth were not who I want to be. It's not
Mm.
who I am. So I have to focus on my continued growth. Who are your mentors? right? So Martina says, give your subconscious a healthy request before you go to sleep. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes to brown noise. Yes. Right? Who do you surround yourself with so that you are always growing and learning? Right?
Yep.
We have to do that. Seek out role models, seek out mentors, and seek out people who embody the confidence that you aspire to have.
You can actually borrow their confidence if yours is a little substandard for
Yes.
you. For you.
Yes. Because you get with the right people, they are going to hype you the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to speak to you and show you what they see, how they see you.
Hmm. Sure will, won't they, doggone in?
Yes, we do. And yes, they do. Sharonda does that for me a lot. Nicole does that for me. Paulette does that for me. My friends China and them, Crystal. A lot of people feed into me. I'm blessed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends who feed into me, but they'll also tell me if I'm off. Because it ain't just about telling the good, it's about being real and honest with people so that we can grow and learn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk about the E in your CEO life. It's empowerment. Now, empowerment is a process of gaining control and confidence in your life. It is about making the choices that align with your goals and your values. Now, for Black women, it also often means overcoming systemic barriers and these, again, with these societal expectations that have been thrust upon us so that we can create a life of authenticity and fulfillment. We're tired of having to always be happy at work because if the day we come in and we're not having a good day is the day we become seen as the angry Black woman. The day we stand up for ourselves, we're nagging and annoying and we're aggressive, right?
Hmm. Just because they say it don't make it so.
Exactly. And we don't have to feed into it, right? We
Nope.
can still make the choices that align with our values and goals and who we, even if we're not that person today, who we aspire to be. Because
Mm-hmm.
the person you are next year ain't going to be, hopefully, ain't going to be the person you are today,
Hmm.
right?
That part. Mm-hmm.
Now, how do we empower ourselves? We set clear goals. We make sure that we are practicing self care because, again, that does what? Fills our cup, keeps it full, so that we have an abundance to give to others, right?
Mm-hmm.
And seek out personal growth opportunities. When you ask God for patience, He ain't going to give you patience. He's going to give you things for you. He's going to give you opportunities to be patient. So when you seek to be confident, you seek to be empowered, seek out opportunities that give you a chance to practice that, right? Develop a routine that includes activities that nurture your mind, your body, and your spirit, right? We're not just focusing one lane, we're empowering our whole person, not just our physical, not just our mental, not just our emotional, not just our financial. You could be journaling, you could do meditation, you could do exercises, you could join a travel group, go on a retreat, go on a self date, take somebody out for it. There are so many opportunities. Get up and speak at an event, right? Ask to do a session at work. Yes, Billy Jim, every layer of yourself. Yes, right? As we take opportunities to build our confidence and build empowerment, That's how we grow that skill. You ain't going to get good at anything if you don't practice it.
Right.
You can't master something you don't practice, right? Now, it's also about lifting others as you rise,
Hmm.
right?
Yep. I got one for that.
Yes, give me one. Give me one. Give,
So July 1st, I was in the ER for this rheumatoid arthritis. So I needed some steroids and
yeah,
Toradol. And I was rolled into the doggone ER. I couldn't walk. That right hip was real spicy. I just couldn't. And so all of the people that helped me, I actually got to see them on July the 2nd when I had to go back to the hospital to get some x-rays or something like that. And I had an awesome opportunity to 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 stop these people to tell them thank you for helping me, and just, you know, thank you and please and all of those things are some powerful words for
yeah,
people that never see the back end of people coming into the doggone ER. One of them didn't even recognize me. He was the nurse, the intake nurse.
yeah.
And I was in so much pain. Like I said, I couldn't walk. But the next day I was moving and
Da-di-da.
just almost doing flips. And
Yeah,
I just stopped him and I had to remind him who I was. He's like, "Oh my gosh, Miss Sealy, you are a different person." And I was like, "Because of you. You
yeah.
did that.
And I
You
love
helped
that.
me."
I love
And even the people that was pushing the wheelchair and all of the things, because I would have been remiss, and Shirley Scott would have woke up from her grave like, "Oh, so we being unappreciative," because
you don't need that. You don't need that.
she couldn't stand a disrespectful so and so. I mean, just could not stand it. And these people, some of them were joyous. Some of them were like, "Oh my gosh, nobody ever has stopped me. I've never seen the other end of this." And
Yeah,
so I got to be their why the day after, because I was in so much doggone pain. And the next day I was almost doing flips. So when you get a
yeah.
chance to see a person that helped you out of a jam, you need to say thank you.
You do. And
And they almost cried on me. They were
because
just like,
they're not, like you said, they're not used to seeing that, especially when they're in the trauma side of things. In the ER, you typically don't see those people again, right?
"That's right, Philly Jim.
So as
Absolutely.
you come up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so much better, and you see those people, yes, lift them up, give them a kind word. And Philly Jim over on TikTok said, thank you for participating. Rely on your community, speak life into the people, be the voice
Absolutely.
of grace and appreciation. And she also said, the joy you gave them, acknowledgement is precious.
Absolutely that
Yes, it
part.
is. And that's the
Absolutely.
thing, right? But you can also empower others by sharing your knowledge,
Mhm. Yep.
sharing your experiences, both good and bad, and be a support system for those other women. Like Philly Jim said, speak life into the people, right?
Absolutely.
Create spaces where women can connect, share, and grow together, like the Wake Up Happy Sis Academy, right? Because empowered communities are stronger and more resilient. If I rise and I take Sharonda with me, she can then bring somebody else with her. And she might bring two people with her. Look, our community is doubled just by me adding Sharonda. Those two people might add four people each.
You remember that game called Monkeys in a Barrel, and the
Yes, you
arms
have
were
to
like,
put them together.
yep,
That's what we're doing. We are saving ourselves and we are saving our community by empowering one another. And as we come up with challenges, we face them head on. And we can then come together because you've built this community of support. And now you guys can talk through and help each other work through your own issues and come up with resolutions, because there might be somebody in that group that's went through exactly what you're going through.
absolutely. My test is your testimony.
That's right. And Martina said, yes, share resources, tips, and tools that help others. Yes. If I got the resource and you need it, it's okay to share it. Now, if that's your line of business, share it for money. But you also should be sharing some of what you know with people for free too. Now, I'm not
Absolutely.
saying do work for people for free, but you can share your knowledge for free. Everything doesn't have to be money. Look how much we share on here
Hmm.
for free every day with you guys, because what we want is to help you succeed, to help you live your best, happy, healing, and fulfilling life, to help you find your own freedom, right? Now, the last O is ownership. CEO, confidence, empowerment, and ownership. How do you own your destiny? Now, that starts with a mindset shift because, as my mentor Trevor Ott says, anywhere you got in life, your mind got there first. Anywhere you go in life, your mind got there first,
Absolutely.
right? So, taking ownership of our destiny has to start with us changing here, because you first have to believe that you have the power to actually shape your life, that you can change your outcome, you can change your situation. Who you are and what you're going through today does not have to be who you are and what you're going through tomorrow. And I know sometimes things are so heavy on us and we feel like we have boulders on us, so we can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to know that it's there and keep pushing and keep trying to push that rock off you little by little. Because eventually you're going to see that light. Oh shit, I see a little pin of light down there. And it just continues to grow and grow as we move forward, right?
Hmm.
But you can't do that if you're stuck in yesterday. If you're still letting Ricky Bobby tell you that you ain't the shit and that you don't deserve all these wonderful things because of all the trauma that people have left you with. It's time for us to start our healing journey so that we can leave all that pain, hurt, confusion, anger in the past, and that we can go forward into this bright, beautiful future. Yes, Philly Jim, we have to embrace each other. And for the onlookers, they see powerful women supporting and loving one another. Yes, because again, Trevor Otts and Spalding, 1 + 1 = 2, but 1 and 1 = 11. And we do more together than we can do by ourselves, right? Now, when we're changing our mindset, that means we got to let go of some things, let go of the limiting beliefs. And when we let go of something, we want to replace it with something positive. So we're going to adopt a growth mindset where you're starting to believe in your abilities to create the life you desire. We're going to start telling ourselves affirmations. Remember those solfeggio frequencies? Layer them with your affirmations,
Hmm.
and don't just make them I am statements. There are varying levels that align with our chakras that are more powerful. Now, I am is a very powerful statement in and of itself. But I believe, I know, I think, I love. You have so many others that you can pull from that are even more powerful than I am statements. So when you're looking at affirmations and how to use them and use them in your life, get creative with them. Don't just make it I am, I am, I am. I love, I do, I see, I believe, I know, I have, right? And talk as if they're here now. You have it now. Everything you need is within you. You have it. You just have to tap into that center. I'm out here doing it today, huh? I'm doing a little bit
Mm,
today.
mm, mm. I love that for them, that they are receiving
I
what
hope
you're
I listen.
doing.
Thank you, Philly Jim. Thank you for your positive energy, and you have a beautiful and amazing day as well. We thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday and again on Monday. Now, set your intentions and your goals. You can't have ownership if you don't know where you're going, if you don't have a roadmap. Your intentions and your goals are your roadmap. Back in the day, before we had these phones and these pen and navigation was in the palm of your hand, Sharonda, how did we find our way and we needed to get somewhere?
MapQuest, the Atlas,
Printed that
AAA.
map quest out, or AAA on your thing telling you you're going to take a right at such and such, and we didn't have phones that told us everything. We had to look it up, print it out.
Before Google, we spent hours in the library with for
Yeah,
real books with pages.
baby, I could read a map.
Me too.
Okay, I can get from here across country on a map, any country. Give me a map, I can read it, right? And
Absolutely.
that's my roadmap, because my goal is to get from Georgia to DC. Drove it. That's my goal. My intention is to arrive there by my goal. My intention is to get to Georgia. My goal is to arrive in DC by 12 p.m. tomorrow. I've set my intention, I've set my goal. And now I'm gonna take action. I'm gonna map it out. If I only had a map, I ain't got no phone. I'm gonna map it out so I know where I'm going, and then I'm gonna take action. Right? Ownership means taking consistent actions towards your goals. If you're not willing to do that, you don't really want it. You're not trying to be the CEO. Go ahead and keep being an employee in your own life. Go ahead, let somebody else keep controlling. You're not ready to unboss, baby.
Hmm.
You want to be bossed. So you're
No,
not
no,
ready
no.
to
We're
unboss.
boss-ish.
Right,
Boss-ish.
right. You're ready to be bossed. You're not ready to be the boss of your life.
Hmm.
And then find yourself some accountability partners and support. Keep a community of people around you that are going to help you stay on task. Sharonda, you said, I don't see you moving towards that. What have you done? We're going to meet every week. Lady Hanson, thank you. She said, thank you for feeding her soul today. She's most appreciative. Have a blessed week. You have a blessed week. And
Yes,
thank you for
good.
coming and spending this time with us. This is what we do. We love being here and feeding into you guys. Look, Martina remembers MapQuest.
Hmm.
She remembers. I didn't think Martina that old, but she remember MapQuest. Just kidding with you, Martina. We love you. And then after we've taken action, after we set our intentions and our goals, we've taken action. We're now found our accountability and support. You need to launch, analyze, optimize. That came from Lamar Tyler. Optimize. We need to analyze and optimize, reflect and adjust. When you hit one little mile marker, our goal is the next mile marker, right? Oh, I made it to let's say we driving through Kentucky, Tennessee. I made it through Tennessee. We're gonna head over to blah 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 now, right? You have to regularly reflect on your progress and adjust your plans as you need. Because life will life. Life is dynamic, it's constantly changing, and flexibility is key for you to stay on course. Because if I jog a little bit too much to the right, I need to make sure I can jog right on back to the left and get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to realize you're going to have setbacks. That happens in life. Don't let that setback turn into a long term block. It's a setback, it's not a roadblock.
Hmm.
Use it as a learning opportunity. Get around that little setback and continue to move forward with resilience and determination. That's what we have to do in our lives, because that's the only way we can become the CEOs in our own lives, by having confidence, right?
Yep.
By empowering ourselves and those around us. And when we do that, by having ownership of our destiny. And we're going to stop letting ourselves quit,
Hmm.
because we'll get a little roadblock, a little setback, girl, it became a whole block. Like you done burnt down the building, you done burnt down the expressway, and I'm stuck here. Bridge gone. You have to use those setbacks as your opportunities for a comeback.
Absolutely.
You can take one step backwards. I'll gladly take a step backwards so I can take 5 steps forward because I'm still moving in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't let the things that go wrong stop you from moving forward. You just need to adjust and plan accordingly and use your community to help you say, hey, Sharonda, this is what happened. I don't even know why. Can you help me figure this out? Your right people will always be there to support you. And this is the opportunity for you to cut some losses because when you're having a crisis, you will know who has your back and who doesn't.
Ooh-wee.
Take that opportunity to tell them, go with God, Crispy.
Always mess that up.
Go with God, Crispy.
Yeah.
It's 11:11. Have you said your affirmations today? If you haven't, just say a quick affirmation to yourself. Mine is I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch.
Mm.
And I also tell the Most High, I am thankful. I thank you, Lord, for all the things you have done in my life.
Yes.
Thank you for showing me that all of these issues are already resolved in my favor.
Mm.
Gratitude goes a long way, baby. And ask
Mm-mm.
God to take away the spirit of anger, the
Mm.
spirit of rejection that you're living under. Ask the universe, if you don't believe in God, ask the universe to help you heal from that which is holding you back
Mm.
so that you can get to your next stage, your
Mm-hmm.
next best you. She's over there waiting. You need to get on that timeline. You're on the broken, busted timeline
Mm.
because there are so many alternate timelines that we could be on.
Yep.
We just have to know we want to go there so we can make that jump, right? Love that song. I love the girls. What song we talking about? Did I sing a song now? Didn't even know it. Tell me what song you talking about, Martina. But that's what we have to do, right? Be your next best thing. See it, speak it into existence, but then plan it out and do the work. When you make yourself a vision board, it doesn't mean set it and forget it. Then you are not a crock pot, baby. You are not a pressure cooker.
Uh,
You still got to go and get them ingredients and put them together. You still have to go and do the work to put yourself in position. You got to plan it and execute. And we can do that together. I think I've spattered off enough for today. Do you have anything you would like to share? Any final words you have for the people before you tell them how they can find you?
I'm on all social media, Sharonda and Seeley, and embrace the unbossing. Learn and incorporate the word no, even with when you have abundance.
Yes.
If you need your books done, I can be found at the address below if you so choose. But if you don't, I'm still okay.
But y'all need to stop playing with your business and gone over there.
Hey, how many seasons we've been talking about this?
We've
4
been talking about
seasons.
this like five, four, five at least.
Yeah,
We're in
but
season 9 now. We're in season 9
already, y'all been
already.
saying this for 4, 5 seasons now.
Y'all need to listen.
But
She's here for
embrace
you.
no.
Yes, I love that. So, as we close out today's episode, what I want you to remember is that you always have the power to be the CEO of your life. right? And how do we do that? First, we do it by embracing the unbossing. But being a CEO, it means you need to first build your confidence, empower yourself and others, and then take full ownership of your destiny. Only then will you become the CEO of your life. Your journey is unique, it is beautiful, and you deserve to live it unapologetically, baby.
I
So,
love
with love and light, I'm Leanne Dose, your Chief Self Love Officer over here at Wake Up Happy Sis, my beautiful and fabulous co host, Sharonda Seeley. Head on over to Wake Up Happy Sis, where my banner is, wakeuphappysis.com. We are doing some revamping. So, what you see today probably ain't going to be what you see in the next coming weeks because we are revamping. I have some fabulous things in store for you. So, you need to go head on over to wakeuphappysis.com, jump on that mailing list. You don't want to miss the announcements that I have coming out. I got some fabulous things in store for you, and it's more of this. This is what we do over at Wake Up Happy Sis. So if you want more of that, head on over, get on the waiting list. And with that, with love and light, abundance and prosperity, we out of here. We'll
it.
see y'all on Thursday. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR The Brownstone. Make sure